Welcome to the Feast for the Soul. It is day 26, February 9th, 2022. If you are just joining us for the feast, you have a good 2 weeks of practice you can commit to. And as we're noticing, the feast is quite a buffet. Have you ever been to a buffet where you go try everything the first time you go up to the buffet and then you go back for seconds and you really enjoy what you went back for? You had to test everything out. Well, if you're one of those people, we have a YouTube channel where we have all of the yummy meditations presented by all of our fantastic faculty members. So you can always come back for more. As I said, my name is Sarah McLean. I'm sitting here in Santa Barbara and I'm the director of the feast. We're in our 15th year. And I was thinking about, as I often do on Tuesday nights and Wednesday mornings when I am assigned to the meditation schedule. So I was thinking, what do I want to do? And then I thought about my deepest desire. And my deepest desire is to wake up to the beauty and wonder of this creation, to minimize my judgment and my exclusivity, and to maximize my connection with God, or whatever you want to call love, Brahman, Allah, whatever it is that animates this whole creation. And so I was thinking about that, and it's hard to share something that is almost boundless and eternal and omnipresent and omnipotent. But that's what I think most of us are working on, is to create that direct connection, the direct experience of that which is animating itself through you. So I want to read you a poem by the 13th century Sufi mystic Rumi, which I know many of you knew about. He wasn't so popular in his day and age, but with us, he is one of the most popular poets in the world right now. I've got to find where I just put that. I think I've lost it, which is fine. Let me see if I can do that again. Here it is. One went to the door of the beloved and knocked. A voice asked, "Who is there?" He answered, "It is I." The voice said, "There's no room here for me and thee." And the door was shut. After a year of solitude and deprivation, this man returned to the door of the beloved, and he knocked. A voice from within asked, "Who is there?" The man said, "It is thou." The door was then opened for him. Now, this might be true for you, this last line or this last stanza. The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along. So this is a love poem, as Rumi did often write, between him and his limited self and that love he had of God. And so this poem for me is the recognition, after that year of solitude that Rumi wrote about, that it is all God, it is all thou. And that is my hope, my deepest heart's desire, is to see thou or God or love in every single thing. And seeing that as the permanent in the impermanence of emotions and sensory objects and moods and relationships and body and address and age, is to see this everlasting, pure aspect of God or the divine in every single thing. So then I picked up this book this morning, and you'll recognize this if you've been on some of my calls before, but this one is from this book, The Daily Stoic. And so Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living. And being the radical that I am, I didn't turn to today's message. I turned to the message for November 15th. I don't know why. It says, and these are quotes from Marcus Aurelius: meditate often on the swiftness with which all that exists and is coming into being, is swept by us and carried away. For substance is like the river's unending flow, its activities continually changing and causes infinite shifting, so that almost nothing at all stands still. You probably have heard that Heraclitus poem, that Greek philosopher's saying that said, no man steps in the same river twice, because the river has changed and so has the man. But there is one aspect that is unchanging, isn't it? This is that aspect of love, of God, of the divine, whose qualities are that of permanence and unboundedness and benevolence and purity. And even though we don't always recognize it, it is who we are, if you believe it. I'm not trying to give you a new religion, but I believe that love or God lives through you as you and lives through me as me. And if it is your desire, your deepest heart's desire to get to know that divinity within you, it will propel you to wake up. So I was looking at, you can see behind me here, this is a lotus, right? And there's always the story of the lotus in Eastern traditions. I was reading earlier about different chakras, which are energy channels of energy and information in the body, and locations where consciousness meets matter. And often they're depicted with chakras, especially the top of your head, the Saraswara, can't say it because it mixes it up with my name, chakra, the crown chakra looks like. Now, that's considered the 1,000-petaled lotus, the lotus that never stops blooming. That is your consciousness. That is your evolution that never stops blooming. But like a lotus, we have to start out in the muddy waters. We start out in the ignorance. We start out in the pain. We start out maybe with a little suffering, whether it's on a mundane level of heartbreak or on a gross level that can rock our entire world. And every one of us starts out in the mud, in the unknowing, in the unknown. And if you've got that spark to know God in your heart, as the tendrils of the lotus starts to make its way to the surface toward the light, it eventually, with the nourishment of its past transitory activities and experience, your soul will make its way toward the light and continue to blossom in that ever-evolving awakening. See, there's no there. There's no end game to all of this. I wish there were, because I've been spending 30 years at least meditating on a regular basis every day, at least once or twice a day. And there's no end game. It's the ever-evolving evolution that each one of us is undergoing. And I think the feast propels us in that direction. So today, because I like to constantly put my attention on that, which is animating my body and animating your body, I'm going to suggest that we get comfortable to meditate. And we'll do a simple practice, which will help us to settle the nervous system. We'll do the relaxation response, which has been made popular by Dr. Herbert Benson out of Harvard Center for Mind Body Health. And it's a very simple practice that anyone can do in any language. So some ground rules: be comfortable, be nice to yourself, and let whatever happens happen. And if you lose track of what's going on here, that's perfectly fine. But if you'd like to rejoin us at any time, you can. So we're going to be meditating for about 20 minutes, and you can sit leaning up against the bedpost or the headboard or a chair. You can sit cross-legged or feel your feet on the ground. You can close your eyes if you like, or gaze softly toward your hands or the ground. And find comfort where you are right now. Find comfort in the ever-changing landscape of body sensations. Find comfort in the ever-changing activity of the mind. Find comfort in the ever changing landscape of sound. Practicing welcoming everything and resisting nothing. Tuning into the breath now. You might invite it to deepen just a little bit. Let your body relax, letting go of any tension you might have been holding unconsciously. Letting your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. And we'll begin to introduce the relaxation response, which is simply saying the word one on the exhale as you breathe, repeating it silently, inhaling and exhaling, silently saying the word one. There's no particular image or thought pattern or emotion you should be having. We're simply letting the attention rest on the one pointedness of the word one. Whenever you notice your attention drifting away, return your attention to the breath, the exhale, the silent repetition of one. We'll be practicing this for a few more minutes, letting the whole nervous system settle down. And you can take your attention off the word one and tune into the sense of belonging. The sense of belonging right here. Tune into the sense of being grounded in this moment. And tune into a sense of contentment. Being content right here, right now. And as you tune into the sensory experience you might be having, whether it's the gentle sway of your body or the movement of your breath, perhaps the sounds that come and go. Imagine that all the sensory experience is happening and going by you like that river. It comes, it has its life, you meet it, and then it leaves. The breath, the thought, the sound, the sensation. Welcoming everything and resisting nothing. And as the sensory experiences come and go, turn your attention to that presence called you. Self-luminous consciousness that becomes aware of the fluctuations of everything. You can silently ask yourself the question, who am I? There's no need to make up an answer. Instead, invite the direct experience of your awareness. Who am I? Continue to ask the question every once in a while, tuning into that presence that is aware of the transitory, the sense objects. Who is this one sitting here? Tune in now to the light of your awareness. Tune in to that pure, unadulterated presence that you are. Tune in to the ageless, eternal aspect of you. Bask in the perfection and wholeness of your awareness. Tune into the love that lives through you as you. Tuning in to the breath once again. Recognizing your awareness is the lover and your breath is the beloved. And as you sit here in the river of experience and sense objects, welcome each and every fluctuation as a beloved. The thought, the sounds, the sensations. Welcome them all without resisting anything, without clinging to anything. We'll sit like this in the silence for a few more minutes. Before we come out of meditation, I invite you once again to tune in to that sense of belonging. Wherever you sit, wherever you stand, whomever you're with, wherever you go. Tuning into the sense of being grounded, present where you are, grounded in the present here and now. grounded in the knowledge that there is this ever-present consciousness that you are. And tune in now to contentment. To the appreciation of this moment. Accepting everything as it is right now. Putting away the desire for the mundane and replacing it with the desire for connection and contentment. So keeping your eyes closed just for another minute or so. Tuning into that awareness that is ever present in the midst of change. You might deepen your breath a little bit. Move your body into the space around you. Tune into the sounds around you and welcome everything, resisting nothing. And before opening your eyes, I'd like to share a little Sanskrit proverb with you. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the realities and verities of existence, the bliss of growth, the splendor of action, the glory of power. And yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Taking your time before opening your eyes, closing the meditation however you would like to. Honoring yourself for spending this time on the most important thing, waking up and creating this community and being part of the feast. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. I hope that meditation served you. I was on my own journey. I'm going to stop recording now. Thanks for joining us.